Hey, Body Geeks. Welcome to Pilates for Endurance. This class drops on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in February 2021. The goal of this little series is to work on our ability to continue doing something which builds muscle endurance, some stamina, and our ability to get stronger in order to add more advanced exercises. So, we're going to start just with the Pilates basic mat today. We're going to repeat it 3 times in an effort to develop our endurance without adding too many complicated exercises. To the basic mat, I'm also adding the side kick series and some work for the back extension. So, starting standing at the end of your mat, either in Pilates first or with one foot crossed over the other, take your arms in front of you, out to the sides, in front, somewhere where you feel like you can really lift your waistline up, and then lifting your trunk away from your lower half, begin to descend by bending your knees. If you've got one leg crossed over, it can either be in front or in back. You can slowly lower yourself down with control and then sit back. And once you're on the mat, lie back and stretch your arms and legs. Take a couple deep breaths in, stretching your waists even longer, maybe reaching one arm and the same leg away from each other. And that's just going to lengthen further the space between your top of your pelvis and the rim of your rib cage. And then drag your legs in this first time and put the feet on the ground. Press firmly, but keep your pelvis in neutral. That means the bones of the ASIS and the pubic bone are parallel to the ceiling. So you don't want to have a tip this way or a tip this way. For some of you, that's probably going to mean there's a little bit of space still underneath your low back, and that's okay. With your knees just slightly separated, squeeze your heels together and then inhale and lift yourself up and begin pumping your arms for the 100. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 3 breaths. Keep pulling your upper body to the back of the mat. 4, 5 breaths. 6 breaths. Maybe tabletop. Keep squeezing the legs together. 2 more breaths to go. Last one. And then your feet come all the way to the floor. If you do have a strap, feel free to come up and put your feet in the strap. If not, you can put your flat feet against a wall and lay all the way down. You can also put a pillow underneath your low back for just a little bit of help bolstering yourself up. You're going to inhale and reach your upper body, and then on your exhale, draw yourself into your first roll up. And then inhale, come right back down and exhale. We're going to try to keep our legs, if they're in the strap, nice and tight by pulling the waist back and reaching your upper body forward. If you don't have a strap, you can use your wall. If you have your feet against your wall, it might be necessary to bend your knees as you get up to the top so that when you roll back down again, you keep your feet flat against a wall and have something to press into. We'll go 2 more times for the roll up. If you have a bar in your hands, that's great as well. It's going to help you keep a little bit of width across your chest. And we're just going to keep moving and keep breathing today. I've given you a few options to think about. And we are going to repeat this again. And come all the way down. Your arms go by your sides. One leg goes in the air. First set of circles, we're just going to make an oval with the leg. So just working on standing our body on the mat. 5 circles and then reverse. 2. And we'll make some changes later with the twist. Replace that foot either in the strap or against the wall. The other leg comes in the air for 5. And if you feel a little lost, don't fret. We're only going to do the basic exercises, and we're going to do them 3 times in a row. So allow yourself to move and just take in what you see. You're going to do 1 more roll up to get up to seated, and everything else will come with time. Draw your legs in, and with your feet on the floor, see how far around that you can get your hands either on your knees, your shins, or your ankles, increasing order of intensity, and then balance right here on your tailbone. It is important to keep your heels in close to your bottom. You're going to inhale and lift your seat, and then exhale and come right back up to balance. Inhale, lift your seat, and exhale. We're trying not to pump with the legs. Last 2. And 1 more. And into the stomach series, we're going for just 5 repetitions. You'll grab 1 shin. Other leg is either on the mat or in the air. Exhale, inhale. Elbows are nice and wide. One more set. And then your knees come into your chest for the double leg stretch. Inhale to reach. Circle. Exhale. Pull your tummy in. Last two for the double leg stretch. And then one leg comes in, one leg scissors out. Pull your elbows wide. Pump and switch. Pump and switch. Last set. And two hands behind your head. You can either lower your head or put your hands under your pelvis. Inhale, the legs go down, stretch across the room. Exhale to come back up. And the goal, of course, is for the legs not to pull the upper body around, but rather reach your upper body to the back of the mat. Only go as low as you feel you're not tugging on your low back. Squeeze your tush. We got one more for the double leg stretch. And then as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. You could also put one foot down on the mat if that's a little bit easier for you to get some lift out of your upper body. But then consider going back to the full range of motion in the crisscross. Last one. And then you'll just simply rock yourself up to seated and scooch back. Take your legs as wide as the mat. Put one hand on top of the other. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, reach forward. And as you reach forward with your spine and your bunny ears, pull your parachute to the back of the room. And then you inhale, come right back up. Exhale to round. And inhale back up. And believe it or not, those are all the exercises in the basic mat. So we're going to add on the side kick series today to give us a little bit of endurance in the outer and inner thighs. So you're going to spin around and lie on your mat, side of your body on the back of the mat, feet to the front, bottom foot presses down, top leg lifts. We're going to go for 10 and 9. This is option number 1. Your hand is really close to you. You also have the option of lifting your head and placing it in your hand, as long as you can still pull your upper body away from your leg. And then, of course, the advanced option is to put both hands behind your head. Let's take this leg and kick it up and down, and we're going to do it rainbow style. So it goes one behind and then one in front, and then one behind and then one in front. And you're going to press this bottom leg down enough to feel like you're countering this top leg here. And then you're going to grab this top ankle, place it on the floor in front of you. Attempt to push this knee far enough away from you that it tugs on your arm, and then lift your bottom leg and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5. And then we're going to circle the bottom leg, trying to fill the space back there between the front lower leg and the back of the mat. Last 2. And reverse for 8, 7, 6. And then come up and reverse it to the other side. Swing your legs around to the back of the mat. And either down on your arm or head lifted, front leg goes forward and back. And for today, just keep the top foot pointed, nothing fancy. The bottom foot's going to flex and press down into the mat. And we're still going to work on this idea of pulling the upper body away from the lower body. So if someone was on ankle duty and had your ankle and pulling it back and forth, somebody else was on skull duty and pulling your skull away from your spine, that's kind of how it would feel, just tug of war being pulled apart. Top leg goes up and down, tap the front, tap the back, tap the front, tap the back, kind of like a sideline jumping jack. One leg going down, even though you can't see it because the floor is there. Other leg going up. Let's go 3 more. And 2, and 1. And you grab that top ankle and you put it on the floor and you lift the bottom leg for 8, 7. Notice if one side is significantly easier than the other. That's going to tell you a little bit of something when we get to the end of class. We'll talk about that bonus. Circling for 8, 7. And reverse. And sometimes we have a set pattern for breath and sometimes we don't. As long as you're breathing in and out continuously with no stops, I think you'll be all set. Then you're just going to simply roll onto your tummy and put your hands right next to your shoulders. You're going to roll your shoulders back as if reaching your pointy parts of your elbows toward your feet, and you're going to squeeze your feet together. Push down into the mat with both tops of your feet, and then on your inhale, lift just your chest from your upper middle back. Should feel like the front of your rib cage right here is trying to push the mat forward. That's going to be on your inhale, and then back down on your exhale. And I just want you to focus on the ability not to overextend your lumbar spine to lift yourself up or push with your arms. So you're just focusing on the upper back. In fact, in this position, I'm trying to pull my pubic bone closer to the floor by helping pressing with my feet. Let's do 5 more. And we'll consider this kind of a swan prep. If you're a yogi, this might be your cobra. Last one. And then we're going to add a little bit of rotation in. So take your hands a little bit wider off the edge of the mat. As you push into one hand, you're going to look over that shoulder and take a little bit of a twist. Come back to center. Inhale, twist to the other side. And down. So I am helping a little bit with my hand, but I'm trying my best to use all of the strength to lift coming from my back muscles. One more to the right. And one more to the left. Then with both hands on the mat next to you, you're going to pull your tummy in to push yourself up into a child's pose, sitting your hips down onto your heels, and we'll start the whole thing over again. Turn around, have a seat, extend your legs forward, reach your arms, and roll back down, reaching your arms over your head. Take a deep breath in this time. Pull your knees into your chest by dragging them in, and then all at the same time, reach your toes and your fingers forward and pump your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Higher the legs go, the easier it's going to be. So you can be way up here if you'd like to just work on that skull ankle duty thing we were talking about. You can have your legs a little lower to make it a little harder. And then, of course, advances all the way down at the bottom. Let's go for 5 more breaths. Exhale. A little more vigorous. 3 more breaths. And then 5 roll-ups. Just go for it. Come right back down. If you do have a strap, you can use your strap again or your wall. And maybe you try it without either this time. 2 more. And then right into your leg circles. This time you're going to cross and lift this hip. Come around to the top, cross and lift, around to the top. Last one. And on this set, let's work on keeping the bottom leg a little bit more in parallel. It's not going to stay, but you're kind of fighting against the twist of your pelvis to move this leg into the parallel position. Last one. Then maybe scissor switch your legs this time. Cross twist. Pelvis stays flat as you complete the circle. So here's the twist, and then the pelvis is flat. Inhale. Exhale, 1 more, inhale. Again, fighting for this bottom leg to be a little bit more parallel. Let the squeeze of this inner thigh pull your leg across the body. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times for the leg circle, and then right up into rolling like a ball. Grab your ankles. This time, try to put your knees all the way together. If you need to, you can grab under your thighs, or the hardest version, bring it from your ankles. Inhale, lift your seat. Exhale, come back up. Now, if you're not sure about this and you're feeling like you're seeing your toes as you go up over your head, that shouldn't happen. And if it does, this is the moment you're missing, this little lift in the bridge. So I think we'll do that in just a second. 3 more. Just to give you the idea of what bridge or what rolling like a ball should feel like from your lower half. Last one. Then hold on to one shin and we'll go again for 5. Last 2 sets. And this is the stomach series. Both legs come in for the double leg stretch. Inhale, exhale. This time I want you to move your arms first and then bring your legs in. Inhale, reach. Move the arms, exhale. Inhale, reach, move the arms. 2 more times. And then the scissor. You're welcome to put your head down if you'd like, but if you feel the work in the front of your throat and not in the back of your neck, you're safe. The muscles of the neck have to work to lift you up. There's no doubt about that. 2 hands behind your head, 2 straight legs. It's when you start feeling it behind your neck that you know you're starting to lift your chin and use your traps and your levators to help try to hold yourself up. Last 2. And 1, and we're going into the crisscross. Exhale, let's go. Inhale. Exhale, one direction. Inhale, switch. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more set. And then we rock up again to the spine stretch. 2 feet wide. This time we're going arms way up. Stretch like we did to lift the sides of the waist. Exhale to go forward. Inhale to come back up. You go for 4 more. And each time that you come up, pretend that you're stacking yourself up the wall and trying to put your head on the wall. Bending your knees here can be helpful if you feel like you're a little tighter, shorter in this area of your body. And last spine stretch. And then into your side kick again. Body to the back of the mat. Maybe you support your head this time for 10 and 9. Same sequence, just so you can revisit. Pushing down on the bottom leg. Somebody's pulling that ankle. Somebody's pulling your head. Last 3 and 2. And we'll do 10 kicks up and down. Tapping into the front and the back of your foot. 10, 9, 8, 7. And as you kick this leg up and down, make it fast enough that it feels like it has to rebound at the bottom. Last one, and then grab that ankle, place the foot on the floor, and then lift and lower the bottom leg. Hopefully this time around you're feeling a little warmer. Feel like you can grab that ankle with a little bit more ease, maybe move this bottom leg with a little bit more range of motion, and circle for 8, 7, 6, 5. Notice if you're doing it with your ankle and not just your leg. Reverse 8, 7, 6. So we're talking inner thighs on that exercise. And then bend your knees, swing yourself around. And as soon as you get to the other side, you can begin. Keep this hand really close to you. And 3. On this round, let's work on reaching this bottom side of our body, waist to elbow, away from this bottom leg, hip to foot. And up and down for 10. A little more reboundy this time. 8. We're talking a little bit of hip flexors here, some abductors in the legs. Depending on which way that you rotate, will give you a different side or wall of the side butt. Grab that ankle, put it flat on the floor, and then lift and lower your bottom leg for 8. And just see if the range of motion that you had before is better on one side or better on your worst side than it was. And reverse the circle for 8. Keep pressing this top knee open, pulling on the arm. And then we're going on to the tummy again. Same idea, hands by your sides. Squeeze your legs together, push your feet into the floor. Pull your tummy in so it feels like your pubic bone goes down to the mat and the top of your pelvis goes down toward your feet. Inhale, lift, pushing the mat forward with your chest, and then exhale to lower. This time around, if you'd like to give just a little bit more help with your hands and come a little higher, you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, trying to make this part the folding part, the upper part of the back. Last 2. And then last time we did that little twist, we're going to make a different coda this time. So keeping your forehead on the mat, reach both arms out to the sides, and all at the same time, you're going to lift just your upper body and your arms, just so that your head is barely hovering and maybe your nipple line is off the floor. Then as if you had the straps of the reformer, pull your hands toward your hips and lift a little bit more from the upper back. Let's do that 5 times. And of course, if you'd like, you can swing your hands down on the mat and just use the press of your hands down into the mat to help you pull your chest forward. Especially if it's like pinching something in the neck, maybe you're a little bit lower and you don't lift higher, you just stay there and move the arms. 2 more times. And last one. Hands go to the floor, you push yourself up, sit back into your child's pose with your seat sitting toward your feet. And then you'll roll yourself up to seated and switch yourself around. We'll go one more time from the very top, the basic mat. Reach both arms forward and roll all the way down. This time, reach your arms over your head and keep your feet on the floor. On your inhale, lift your upper body and reach toward your feet, and you pump. Inhale, 4, 5, exhale. Looks like it took us about 8 minutes to do that last round, so 8 more minutes to go. Keep squeezing the legs together at the heel and at the back of the knee and at the back of the buns. And into the roll up. Maybe you're getting a little more tired and that fatigue is asking you to hoist yourself up off the floor. If that's the case, bend your knees, squeeze them together to give you a little bit more help coming up. But then try one. Try one with your legs straight and see what happens. Still having a little bit of trouble? Put that pillow back behind your back again. Give yourself a little bit of lift. And let's focus on pulling the upper body to the back of the mat for 2 more. And last one. This time for the leg circles, your arms are going all the way out to the sides. Pick that leg up. We'll go as far as we can with the pelvis. Swing it around a little wider with the leg this time, maybe. Last time we worked on keeping this bottom leg in parallel. We're just adding a little bit more range of motion. It's 4. And this T position with your arms, I really like. Reverse your circle. And the reason I like it is so that you can help find this width across your chest and the anchoring of your scapula to the mat. Sometimes that's a little harder with our arms by our sides. So see which one of those works best for you, and then you can always move back to your arms by your sides. Switching your feet for the second side, cross and lift, circle and come back. Cross and lift, circle and come back. Inhale. So just this basic exercise is eventually setting you up for things like the corkscrew, the jackknife, and reverse. Reach the leg, pull it across your body and up. And one more single leg circle. And you'll either do a roll up or just grab your shins and roll up to rolling like a ball. This time I want you to see if you can hold underneath your heels. So you've got ankles, shins, or knees. That was number 1. Legs all the way together, maybe hands underneath the legs. And then finally you're going to try to reach down and grab your heels. Same idea. Inhale, exhale. Might feel a little squashy in your stomach, kind of like stomach massage on the reformer. Last 2. And then right into your stomach series. It's going to be the same hand as the leg. That hand is going to go on your ankle. Other hand on the knee. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. One more set. And then the double leg stretch. Pull it in. Inhale, reach your arms this time, then reach your legs, then come together. Inhale, keep inhaling, exhale together. Inhale, keep inhaling, exhale. 1 more, 2 more. Single straight leg, pump and switch. Let's give it a little extra pump this time. And the double straight leg stretch. Squeeze the legs together. Exhale to come up. Let's go slow, 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 quick, slow, 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 quick, slow, slow. 1 more time. Just a little dynamic change. And crisscross. Hold, hold, hold. Switch, hold. Exhale, exhale. So your inhale has to be quick. Last set. And right up for the spine stretch. Flex your feet. Let's place the hands on the shelf this time. Take a deep breath in. Slide your hands forward on the shelf. Take the top of your head with you and pull, pull, pull. Big inhale, come back up. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale up. Exhale, 1. Last time for the spine stretch. Stay seated on your seat. And we go into our side kick series one last time. Maybe a little more challenging for you to put your hands behind your head this time, front and back for 10. If you still can't move without a lot of movement in your upper body, go ahead and place that hand back down on the mat, or maybe this time you lower your head all the way down and work on reaching your arm overhead. If you've got that wall still there, push your hands against the wall to get a little bit more of this length. That way you can work on pushing your bottom leg down. And we go for up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, little rebound, 5, 4, maybe a little faster, 3, 2, and you grab that top ankle. We go 8 and 8 and 8. Press the top knee wide, lift and lower, 7, 6. I don't know about you, but it's a lot easier now for me to grab this bottom ankle. This is my harder side, I think. 8, 7. And by harder, I just mean harder to get into the position, harder to feel my two-way stretch. It just kind of feels more awkward all the way around. And reverse. So if you're ever not sure if an exercise is harder on one side or the other, look for the comfort, the feeling of knowing what to do without having to think too hard. That's probably your easier side. And then swing the legs all the way around. We can get super heady on you as Pilates instructors. We know that. And sometimes it's just easier to say, I feel more coordinated on this side, and I feel less coordinated on this side. Or I don't like you as much on this side, and I like you a lot more on the other side. And then we go up and down for 10. Almost there, folks. 10, 9, 8. Thanks for being here with me today. 6, 5, 4. So we're looking for that dynamic, that little push and pace, and the continuation of the movement. Grab that top ankle, put it on 8 times, 8, 7. And I was letting my shoulder roll forward. I don't know if you caught me there. So now that I've got this top ankle, I'm going to work on keeping my head a little further back. Circle for 8, 7, 6. Maybe I'm going to look out this way to keep my head in line with the rest of me. Now reverse the circle and try to increase your range of motion for 8, 7, 6 without tightening something else. You could hear it in my voice right there. 3, 2, and then onto your tummy. This time we'll do a little bit of swimming style, so arms and legs are in the corners of the mat. Lift up one set of limbs, opposite arm and leg, put it down, and then switch. You can stick with this if you'd like, just reaching the limbs away from your center. Or you can do the full swimming and bring your arms and legs off the mat and swim kick. Now, I've got my head down here, but you could also lift in your upper back. And that's a little bit more of an advanced exercise, which is why I'm mentioning all these options. If you're already swimming, swim a little more vigorously for 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more full breath. And then once again, squeeze your legs together. Put your arms beside your shoulders. Lift your shoulders and point your pointy parts of your elbows toward your feet. And then scooping in your tummy to help your arms push you into child's pose. And then bring yourself up, and we'll end with a set of push-ups. You're just going to come to all fours. You're welcome to take either 1 foot back or 2 feet back. We're going to do a total of 20 push-ups. First set of 5 is elbows going toward your hips. You're going to inhale, bend, exhale, push. 4, 3. And you can see my hips are kind of going with me a little bit, and my nose is just clearing my fingertips. Second set of 5, your hands go a little bit wider. You're going to reach your elbows wide this time for 5 and 4. See, my head is just going with me as I go down and up. It's not reaching extra. Last 2 and 1. And we'll go back to narrow again. Maybe 1 foot goes back this time for 5, 4. Really plant that back foot. And the next set, you switch your feet for 5 and 4. And then tuck your toes, walk your hands to your feet, press your heels to the mat, and then round yourself up to standing. You're going to place your feet in Pilates first, and we'll do a set of 10 heel raises. Squeeze the heels together, hands either on your hips or down by your sides, and you go for 8, 7. Think of the side kick series when you're trying to reach the bottom half of your body longer on one side. Do both of those here. 2 more. And 1. Heels go down, and we'll do 3 roll downs to end your lesson. Deep breath in to reach your waist. Exhale, roll. And last one, lifting your spine up off your legs. Take a deep breath and reach up, and then your arms come down by your sides, and you are finished. See you next time. Thanks for being here.